It was a rainy evening in the city. The streets were nearly empty, except for the occasional sound of water dripping from old rooftops. Victor, a 32-year-old taxi driver, had just finished his shift. He was tired, exhausted even. But then the radio on his dashboard suddenly crackled with an update. Due to the storm, public buses have stopped. Expect late-night passengers stranded across the city. Victor sighed deeply. More work. But more work meant more money. So he kept the meter running. Around midnight, near an old railway crossing, a woman waved at his taxi. She looked young, maybe 26 or 27, dressed in a pale blue dress, her hair wet from the rain. Victor rolled down the window and asked, "Where do you want to go, ma'am?" She smiled faintly, almost too faint to notice. "To Shanti Street, house number 23. Victor knew that neighborhood. It was about half an hour away, but very quiet, very isolated. Without thinking much, he unlocked the door. She stepped in and sat silently in the back seat. The drive began, but something about her felt off. She never looked directly at him, and her voice, though soft, carried a strange echo, as if it didn't belong to the small space of the car at all. At one point, Victor glanced at the rearview mirror, and his heart skipped a beat. She wasn't visible in the mirror, not at all. He blinked rapidly. Maybe the rain on the glass distorted the view, but every time he looked, the seat was empty. And yet, whenever he turned his head, she was right there, quietly staring outside the window. Goosebumps rose all over his arms. Finally, they reached Shanti Street. The rain had stopped now, but the neighborhood looked abandoned. Lifeless houses with broken gates and shattered glass. House number 23 stood at the far end. Its walls were damp, its windows broken. The woman spoke for the first time in the entire ride. "Please wait. I'll just get the money." She stepped out slowly and walked into the house. The old iron gate creaked as it shut behind her. Victor waited. 5 minutes passed, then 10. No lights switched on inside, no footsteps, nothing. Uneasy now, he got out of the taxi, walked up to the house, and called out, "Ma'am, your fare." The gate pushed open with a heavy wind. The house inside was pitch dark and smelled of mold. He hesitated, then switched on his phone torch. Inside, the walls were covered in soot. The ceiling had collapsed in some places. It was clear this house had been abandoned for years. And then, his light caught something. On the wall near the entrance hung a black and white photograph. Victor's blood froze in his veins. It was her, the same woman, same pale blue dress, same face. But the photo was dated. 1989. His heart began to pound faster. Below the photo, a newspaper clipping was pinned. Victor leaned closer to read. It said, "Young woman dies tragically in road accident near railway crossing. Identified as resident of House 23, Shanti Street." Victor stumbled back, his breathing heavy, his chest tightening. And then, he heard footsteps behind him, slow, dragging. He turned slowly, and there she was. The woman, her face pale as chalk, her eyes hollow, staring straight into his soul. She whispered softly, "You brought me home. Thank you." The torch slipped from Victor's hand. The last thing he saw, before everything went black, was her face, smiling unnaturally wide, as the shadows of the house swallowed him whole. The next morning, Victor's taxi was found parked outside house number 23. The engine was off. The meter showed the ride had ended. But Victor was never seen again.